This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out. The title of the lesson is Luke 21, verse 9 through verse 10. And I'm going to start at verse 10. Luke 21, verse 10. Then say he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Right, with the current prime example, current situation we seeing over there, North Korea versus South Korea, Japan, and the United States. And North Korea recently fired one of their missiles into the eastern shores of Japan, right along the Korean Peninsula. With the ongoing tensions North Korea has against the United States, South Korea, and Japan. As I believe North Korea issued out a warning to the United States for using a spy plane over there in the area, not too far from North Korea, over there in the Korean Peninsula and the eastern shores of Japan as well too, while they have the ongoing tensions against the United States and South Korea and Japan. So that's a prime example of wars and commotions, and nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And we've been seeing that during the ancient times of the nations going against one another. Now we're seeing it in modern day times of nation of armies going against and rising up against another nations of armies. And we're seeing that in modern day times as well too, just like in ancient times. Because ancient times it was different. Now we see it in modern day times. And I'm going to go back to verse 9. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9, and it reads to the Holy Scriptures. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Right, because it's going to come to pass, but it's going to continue to increase and show forth of the wars and rumors of wars. You can read that in Matthew 24, verse 6. And that's a cross-reference to Luke 21 and 9. So we're definitely going to see the increasing wars and commotions between the different nations and different kingdoms. And, in modern day times, just like in ancient times, we're seeing it in modern day times, especially with the Israel-Palestine situation that's going to continue to heat up. What's going on down there in the Indo-Pacific region that's going to continue to heat up.
Relax.
Bro, we got that 64 seat on there.
Who gave you the new shoes?
Oh man, dude. I throw the other ones away. Them boys after that pop. I'm glad he gave me those though. So since he ain't want them, I'll get to him. So yeah, my apology for that momentary pause. I was speaking to my brother. But continuing on, like I was mentioning again, as I brought out Luke 21 and verse 9, and mentioned the cross-reference to Luke 21 and verse 9 and Matthew 24 and verse 6. So we're definitely going to continue to see the increasing of the wars and rumors of wars, and nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom as well too. Like I mentioned again, what's going on in the Indo-Pacific region, over there in the South China Sea, right along the Taiwan Strait. And I did a sit-down lesson, I would say earlier, I'll say about 2 hours ago, about China. China been building up their nuclear presence, military presence, not too far from the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. So we're seeing examples right there of the tensions are escalating in that region down there in the South China Sea, right along the Taiwan Strait, of the tensions between Taiwan and China, because you got the United States and Taiwan are increasingly unofficial allies with one another, mending tensions against China down there in that region, and the Indo-Pacific region as well too. So those are signs of wars and commotions, wars and rumors of wars. Those are prime examples. The Russia-Ukraine situation. NATO recently joined NATO. Sweden recently joined NATO. That's gonna start. That's gonna cause a lot of war. That's gonna cause a lot of tensions and commotions and escalations and tensions between Russia versus NATO and its armies in the Western countries, and the United States and Ukraine versus Russia, Belarus and Russia, because Belarus and Russia, they are allies going against Ukraine and the United States and Western countries and NATO as well too. Other two nations officially joined NATO, which is Sweden and Finland. So that's going to stir more escalations of that situation as well too. On and off, growing and building of rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, proxy wars, and wars and rumors of wars. So all these are prime examples that we are going to see in modern day times. As we continue to move forward, as the days progresses on, we're going to continue to see that increase. Because we've seen this in ancient times, because during those times it's kind of different. Now we see it in modern day times in a new way. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying of the title of the lesson, Luke 21 verse 9 through verse 10. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered in the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.